Hey guys, Matt here with Sawhorse. I'm going to go over several different ways of installing shelving in closets. Now, this first way I'm going to use a breathable shelving. Breathable just means that it's not a flat shelf, the air can go through it. And the reason you want something that's breathable, it's not collecting all that dust, easy to use and easy to install. Now, this particular one, just a system we picked up at Home Depot. The reason we like this one, and it's our go-to option, is it's very versatile. You can adjust it. A lot of times, say like 20 years ago, our standard specification was just putting a rod and a bar all the way across the top with a flat shelf. The challenge with that, if our clients wanted something that was custom, something that could be adjusted, if you fix it in with carpentry, it can't be adjusted. So this is a completely customizable system, and I'm gonna go over step by step how to install this. All right, so the first piece that you do is put the track across the top. Now the reason I like to use this over just the systems where you drill into the wall and try to have these angle brackets is this is guaranteed to hit a stud. Now you see these two holes all the way across, looks like it's every 4 or 5 inches or so. The reason that they have so many holes is guaranteed to hit the top plate. Now in this case, in this particular house, they've got a double top plate, which is that 2x4 that's in the wall and is all the way at the top. So if we push this all the way to the ceiling and we screws in probably every other one, to hold this up, we're guaranteed to hit wood. The reason we want to hit wood is because this is what's going to hold all the weight of all the shelf system. So with this, we've got these brackets that come down from it, and this basically snaps in, it holds like that. So this is why we want to make sure that this top piece goes into the double top plate, which is the studs, which is on top of all the studs that are in the wall, and this is going to hold all the weight of the complete system. Now in this case, we bought something that was a little bit long. We needed something that was around 71, 72 inches. I think this was probably 80 inches. So I'm gonna cut a little bit off the edge of this, and then we're gonna drill it and put it in place. Now there's two ways of making sure that these brackets are installed properly. Now in this case, we don't know necessarily where all the studs are. I'm going to try and find them with a stud finder. If we don't find them, this is another way of installing them. We've got these screws and anchors. So what you can do is you hang these from the top bracket, make sure you find a hole, and it looks like these have 1, 2 holes that you need to drill into. And I mark the holes, and then I put the screw in. Now I've got a drywall anchor, so once I mark the hole, make the hole a little bit bigger, put the drywall anchor in, and then I can screw the screw in and it's going to hold in place. The reason you don't want these just dangling about is once you put all that weight of the shelves on it and you snap the shelves in place, it can move around, and you want these to be firm, you want these to be in place. Ideally, find a stud if you can. If you can't find a stud, next best option, and this actually came with the system, you've got screws and drywall anchors that will hold this in place. Now that you've got the whole system put in place and you've got these hung up on the wall, the next best thing, and the reason we like putting this as opposed to a built-in system that's not adjustable, you have all these adjustable brackets. You simply go on, you put them on like that, and you make sure that it's level across. Now we're going to put one across the top, and we're going to put some on the side over here. And this wire shelving that we have is adjustable. And it also can be customized in size. So if you go to your big box store, we got these at Home Depot. They came in 4-foot lengths, 6-foot lengths, 12-foot lengths. Well, we need something that's around 5'11". So what we're going to do is cut a couple inches off the end of this. We're going to be able to adjust it on the top. And we also need some that are about 3 feet. So we've got another 6-foot piece we're going to cut in half. And that can be 2 adjustable shelves on the side. All right, we bought 2 different shelves. These are the 12-inch ones. They also have, I believe, 16-inch and 20 wide. We went for the 12-inch ones because we want to be able to get to the top shelf, and since this is only a 24-inch deep closet, if this goes too high, then we won't be able to actually get things off the top shelf and out. So we went for the 12-inch wide one. Now we've got 2 different types here. You notice that on this one right here that there's a bar that goes across the bottom. The reason we have that bar is you can hang your clothes off of that. This one over here does not have the bar. It does have the double item here, but this edge right here is not designed to hang the clothes off of. The reason you want to go with this one, if you're not hanging clothes on, it is pretty strong, just like the other one is, but you notice it's a little bit shorter. So if you're going with multiple shelves, this gives you more clearance as you're pulling things on and off of it, where this one right here is designed if you're going to have boxes on the top and clothes on the bottom. All right, let's stick that top bar in, trim these off, and start putting things in the closet. All right, so we have the top bracket. Now the wider part is going to go all the way towards the top. It's going to be tucked right up to the ceiling. Now when you're putting these in, you don't need the drywall anchors because we're going to be drilling these wood screws directly into wood. So you don't need the drywall anchors for this. Now you are going to need the drywall anchors for the vertical pieces, but not the horizontal piece. All right, so when you're laying out the vertical pieces, just take a look at the shelf. You want to make sure that you have at least something within 6 inches of the end. And you want to make sure these aren't spaced out too far apart. I think this is a good distance, because if this is too far apart, it's going to sag in the middle. And also, if you don't leave, if you have this too far over like this, again, these aren't attached yet. If it's like that, then this is going to bend down right there. So you want to make sure you have them at least on quarter points. So if this is half, that's a quarter point. Make sure you at least have the brackets on the quarter points, so it kind of balances itself out if you have items all the way across it. Now for the longer piece, it's going to have 4 brackets all the way across, so we don't really have to worry about the spacing as much, because we're only dealing with about 70 inches total. All right, we didn't necessarily try to find the studs here because we do have the drywall anchors. So what I'm going to do is drill the screw in where it is supposed to, or screw the screw in where it's supposed to go, make a hole in the drywall. Now that I know where the hole is, I'm going to put the drywall anchor in there. And the next time we put the screw in the same spot, we're not going to have to worry about exactly. We're going to make sure that it'll hold this and it'll be tight. So let's push that in. I pushed it in with my thumb. Wasn't really that difficult. And now this time, just make sure you find the drywall anchor and it'll hold it in place. Now do at least one of these per strip. There's lots of holes. If you're super ambitious and want to fill every hole in, you can do that as well, but one per strip usually will hold it pretty well. All right, nice and tight, not going anywhere, and it's snug into the drywall. All right, we've got the brackets in place for the first shelf. So we want to make sure that there's a hook on the back of the bracket right here, and that's going to snap into this. We'll make sure these points go through the front of the shelf. So the first thing you do is lift it over, make sure the points go through, make sure they're all even, looks like they are even. And then in the back, you pull it, it snaps in, you can hear it snap. Do that for all 4 of them. Pretty solid. I wouldn't do pull-ups on it, but it probably could hold up quite a bit of weight. And the reason we went for the 12-inch right here versus 16-inch, you can see the 12-inch allows us to have some space between the front of the closet door and the top of the shelf, and also gives us enough clearance between this shelf and the other shelves that we have in here.
Thanks again for joining us on this journey as we continue to explore better building products and practices to help you have a more durable, healthy, safe, comfortable, and energy efficient home. For your convenience, we've uploaded other videos just like this. If you enjoyed this video, we appreciate it if you hit the like button and also hit subscribe and leave a comment below if you have any other questions about this topic.